Straight ahead on 12 News, the case that could have a huge impact on our health care. Should companies be allowed to influence their employees' health? Plus, no shortage of caffeine, the strategic cluster of coffee shops in Crystal. But first, a vigil to bring a Brooklyn Park College campus together and show support for the victim of a heinous crime. 12 News starts right now. Hello and thanks for joining us. North Hennepin Community College is dealing with its first ever on-campus sexual assault case.
It's been a rough few days as campus life tries to get back to normal, and Eric Nelson has more from Brooklyn Park.
There's a sense of heightened awareness here at North Hennepin Community College in the wake of Friday's sexual assault. And today a vigil was staged right here in the campus courtyard.
We come together because we understand that 1 out of 3 women are victims of some type of assault.
On a chilly gray October day, North Hennepin students and faculty were somber and unified, showing support for the victim. There was a brief speech and 5 minutes of silence. This normally tranquil campus is trying to come to grips with a shocking assault.
The goal of the vigil is to create a community and rally around the student, letting the person know that we're here to support them, knowing that it's a very difficult situation to experience, and knowing that they can come to anybody on campus for support.
That support also includes updating blue light devices. If students encounter trouble, they can push a button, instantly connecting them to 911. Brooklyn Park police are still investigating this case, and there are no new leads at this time. But there has been beefed up security here at North Hennepin. In Brooklyn Park, Eric Nelson, Channel 12 News.
In Golden Valley, police make some big arrests of a group they believe is responsible for up to 60 burglaries in the city. In one night last week, the thieves stole money and electronics from 22 vehicles in the northeast part of the city. All the vehicles were unlocked. Golden Valley police arrested 5 males this week. 4 are juveniles and 1 is an adult from Minneapolis. Stepped up patrols and crime analysis were used to catch the suspects, but unfortunately, it's a crime that doesn't disappear.
Whether we're having a crime spree or not, please, you have to be smart. You have to lock your car doors. You have to lock your houses. Do not leave valuables in your vehicle.
The police chief believes the suspects could be responsible for dozens more thefts from vehicle incidents that date back as far as last June.
An update now on a traffic crash that killed a well-known hardware store owner from Brooklyn Park. James Hance was the owner of Hance Ace Hardware in Hopkins. He died last April when another driver drifted into oncoming traffic and smashed into him. It happened on the day of Hance's 75th birthday. Now, the driver, Jorge Juarez, has pleaded guilty to criminal vehicular homicide. He admitted to smoking marijuana and taking anti-anxiety medicine before driving. He also admitted in court to speeding and texting at the time of the crash. Juarez will be sentenced in December.
How much can employers influence their employees' health? We're about to find out as the federal government has sued Honeywell over its employee wellness program. Honeywell is a major employer in the northwest suburbs with a research center in Golden Valley and operations in Plymouth. The suit claims Honeywell violates the Americans with Disabilities Act and the Genetic Discrimination in Employment Act by requiring employees to take medical tests to identify potential health problems. If employees don't take the tests, they can face up to $4,000 in penalties. Honeywell responded to the suit saying it is in strict compliance with federal laws. The company also says testing provides valuable health information to its employees and says it doesn't believe it's fair to employees who work to lead healthier lifestyles to subsidize the healthcare premiums for those who do not.
If it was up to Hennepin County, the Washington professional football team would have a new nickname. The County Board of Commissioners has approved a resolution calling on the Washington team to drop the name. Commissioners in favor call the name racist. Republican candidate for governor Jeff Johnson was the lone no vote, saying the issue has nothing to do with Hennepin County. Washington plays the Vikings at noon Sunday at TCF Bank Stadium.
Brooklyn Center hopes to attract young professionals to the city by turning foreclosed property into market-rate apartments. The Economic Development Authority bought a vacant building on John Martin Drive. It would be torn down and replaced with the first new apartment building in the city since the mid-'70s. The hope is to attract young professionals who could put down roots in Brooklyn Center.
And then a percentage of them, as their families grow, may continue to improve the housing stock that are here. So there's a domino effect if you begin to look at it that way, where you're building a stronger community.
Brooklyn Center's EDA bought the property from U.S. Bank for $500,000. The Northwest Metro will soon have another coffee shop to satisfy those caffeine cravings.
A new Starbucks is nearing completion at the corner of West Broadway and Bass Lake Road in Crystal, but with 2 other coffee shops within walking distance. Delane Cleveland trying to find out how much is too much.
When it comes to coffee shops,
I order anything with mocha.
the menu is certainly one factor that attracts people.
Depends on the season. The pumpkin stuff is great right now.
And sometimes,
Well, it helps me stay awake.
I come quite often just with my computer almost every morning.
the lure of coffee shops goes beyond what's on the menu.
Gets me out of the house is a big part of it. Something, change of scenery. If you're sitting on a computer all day at a desk, it gets very boring, so it's just something a little different.
In this little section of Crystal, coffee shop lovers can either stop by Caribou on Bass Lake Road,
I like Caribou, and I like that it's close to my work.
while Starbucks lovers can step into the nearby Target to get their fix.
I mean, the one in Target people go to all the time just because you grab one as you're going shopping.
But soon, they'll have another Starbucks option literally right across the street.
That's really weird. Like, why? Why waste another space? Just put something else there. I don't know.
A Starbucks spokeswoman said they consider many factors when opening a new store. At this particular location, they say it will have longer hours and a drive-through to serve its customers.
I love the ones that have drive-thrus. I mean, when you're just in a hurry and you want a coffee but you don't have time to actually sit, it's kind of nice to have that option.
It's an option that exists mainly because of one thing.
I would say it's the caffeinated culture, yeah.
People admit that they love their caffeine.
Oh, yes.
In Crystal, Delane Cleveland, 12 News.
The new Starbucks in Crystal is scheduled to open right before Thanksgiving, and going in right next door will be a Noodles and Company restaurant. Well, coming up, there is a day named for everything from chocolate to oatmeal, and we'll have some tips to capitalize on this marketing madness.
And then a little bit later in sports, the Wayzata football team embraces an unfamiliar role as underdogs.
But first, a rain-free Thursday. Expect a partly sunny day and highs in the 50s. Nearly every day of the year is a day named for something.
For example, did you know that today is National Oatmeal Day? Well, while we didn't find any deals pertaining to oatmeal, Shannon Slatton did find a few special days coming up that could save you a little bit of money.
Halloween is almost here, and several restaurants and stores encourage holiday spirit and your business by offering freebies and discounts on Halloween. Here's a rundown of a few of those. At Chipotle, dress up in a costume from 5 p.m. to close, and you can get a burrito, tacos, bowl, salad, or kids meal for only $3. That deal is for people of any age, but for kids, you can really rack up on deals on Halloween. You can get free Scary Face pancakes at IHOP on Halloween. Kids also eat free at Old Country Buffet on Halloween if they are dressed in their costume. They can eat free at Outback Steakhouse with a limit of 2 free kids meals with 1 adult meal purchase. And finally, at Wendy's, if you give $1 to the Dave Thomas Foundation, you can get a booklet for 5 free Frosties. And Election Day is just around the corner as well. And in the past, some businesses have offered discounts for wearing your I voted sticker. Election law experts say doing that is technically illegal, so instead, look for businesses to offer printable coupons and discounts for everyone in honor of Election Day, whether you voted or not. And Mike and Alex, some of those past deals we've seen are discounts on food or buy one and get one on coffee, so they usually don't come out till right before the actual day, so look around on Monday. There'll be something out there.
You don't want to get in trouble over a cup of coffee.
That's true. Probably not
Nobody's
worth it.
going to come look for you.
Probably not worth
All
it.
right,
Thanks,
thank you.
Shannon. Coming up, a rare achievement in Minnesota done by a Plymouth nonprofit.
But first in sports, Wayzata and Hopkins battle in a key playoff volleyball matchup. John Jacobson has the highlights coming up next. Well, Volleyball section playoffs are now underway, and local teams holding their own so far, and with more to come tonight, right?
More to come tonight and more coming Saturday for at least one team. After beating twice in the Lake Conference season, once earlier this month at the St. Michael Albertville tournament, the Wayzata and Hopkins volleyball teams met for a fourth time this fall on Tuesday night. At stake was a spot in the Section 6-3A championship game. Wayzata the number 3 seed, Hopkins number 2. First set, and Tia Dilly-Starks gets the kill for the Trojans, staking Wayzata to an early 7-4 lead. Hopkins comes back. Samantha Seliger-Swenson blocks Kate Berg's hit, and the Royals are up 23-21. But Wayzata fights off 2 Hopkins set points, and they rally to win. Dilly-Starks with a cross-court kill. Trojans win 28-26. And they carry that momentum through the rest of the match. Mackenzie Greschel serves up 3 aces in a row to help Wayzata win the second set, 25-20. Early in the third, it's Berg with a kill to put Wayzata ahead 4-1. And Berg gets the kill that ends the match in 3 as the Trojans sweep the Royals to advance to the final. Beating Hopkins just 2 weeks ago gave the Trojans the belief that they could win again.
It helped with our confidence, and we knew that it was possible to beat them because obviously they beat us earlier in the season twice, and so it just really gave us that extra confidence to stay positive.
Wayzata meets Eden Prairie for the 3rd time in 4 seasons for the Section 6 championship. The Eagles are the 3-time defending section champions. The match is Saturday afternoon at 3 at Benilde St. Margaret's High School. Park Center reached the championship match in Section 5AA volleyball last season. The Pirates played in the North subsection semifinals Tuesday night against the Zimmerman Thunder. Park Center gets off to a good start in the opening set. Alicia Meyer sets to Bethany Lovehog on the slide to the outside. That's down for a quick 5-0 Pirates lead. Later in set 1, almost a carbon copy of the same play. Meyer to Lovehog. Her hit is down for another kill. And that one makes it 22-10 PC. They win the set 25-11. It's more of the same in the second for Park Center. Meyer goes to Michaela Hayes. Her hit just in down the sideline for a 10-5 Pirates lead. Zimmerman hangs around to keep it somewhat close, but Park Center stays in control. Lovehog with the point. Park Center takes set 2, 25-21. The Pirates break open a close one in the third. Hayes will get the kill on this point. Park Center wins 25-19 to sweep Zimmerman. They'll face Rush City in the subsection final Thursday night at 8 o'clock at St. Michael Albertville. The section final is Saturday night. The prep football playoffs continue Friday night. In most seasons, Wayzata still being alive in the postseason wouldn't be a surprise, but it is this fall. The Trojans are back to work after a big 31-28 win over rival Minnetonka in the Section 6 Class 6A first round last week. That's after a loss to the Skippers in the last regular season game. A very uncharacteristic 2-6 campaign for the Trojans. It felt good to get that win.
That was awesome. It's had a tough regular season, but had a great week of practice. We need to keep that up, and came in with a full head of steam and played a good game.
The fact that all these guys still have heart in the program and just being able to work with all these coaches shows just how much love that they have for each other in the game. So that's played a huge part in this, and I think we can accredit part of that to the victory on Friday.
The Trojans now travel to Rosemount to face an Irish team that's been ranked number 2 all season and lost to Eden Prairie in the Prep Bowl last fall. It'll be a tough challenge, but it's a kind of fun for the Trojans to be an underdog for a change.
Yeah, it is. I think I think after time, sometimes people take things for granted. And I think if nothing else, our fans and our players and everyone is aware of, how difficult it is, to move very far in the playoffs. And so having this chance to go over there and maybe knock off one of the top teams in the state, we would like nothing better.
Kickoff is at 7 o'clock Friday night at Rosemount. Coming up Thursday at 4, we'll have more on the prep football playoffs that are coming up on Friday night.
All right, thanks a lot, John. In Local Vote 2014, we continue to focus on candidates running for Maple Grove City Council.
5 people are running for 2 seats there. Yesterday we heard from Sherry Marie Johnson and Phil Leith. Today, Adam Bedard focuses on economic growth and preserving natural areas in the city. Incumbent Karen Jaeger highlights her role to ensure a fiscally conservative city council.
Hello, my name is Adam Bedard and I am running for Maple Grove City Council. I believe in developing economic growth that leads to career opportunities for those who want to start a life in our community. This also includes maintaining the nature within our community for recreational purposes, such as the preservation of lakes, trails, and a central park. I also believe in engaging today's youth as they will help shape this community over the next 50 years. I plan to make the best overall positive decision for this community and the citizens in it. I believe we can grow together, and I, Adam Bedard, appreciate your vote come November 4th.
I have lived in Maple Grove for 25 years and have served on the Maple Grove City Council for almost 16 of these years, never having missed a council meeting or a dear graduation. We have held down the tax levy year after year by being a very fiscally conservative council. By working with staff and developers, we can continue with our city growing in the right direction. Currently, I am liaison to Lake Quality, Parks and Rec, commissioner for the Shingle Creek West Mississippi Watersheds, a trustee for the 279 Foundation, and a graduate of the Citizens Police Academy. I plan to continue serving our Maple Grove residents as in the past by keeping housing affordable, safe streets, including our parks and trails, along with supporting our police and fire departments. My name is Karen Jaeger, and I would appreciate your vote.
We also tried to contact candidate David Brown, but he did not come in to record a statement. Still ahead, a Plymouth nonprofit's reason to celebrate.
We'll be right back.
Finally, a prestigious honor for a Plymouth nonprofit.
Interfaith Outreach and Community Partners has received national certification for its effective use of volunteers. It's one of the first Minnesota nonprofits to receive the honor.
That they're already well known in the community as being an excellent place to volunteer. And this certification gives them the national recognition to go along with what the community already knows of this being a great place to volunteer.
Today, volunteers and board members celebrated the honor. Staff members started working toward the certification goal a year ago by analyzing how it uses volunteers to deliver on its mission. The process helps strengthen the organization.
We've really been able to not only build on our strengths, but understand some of those opportunities that we could become stronger in.
Last year, Interfaith had more than 1,700 volunteers contribute, listen to this, 58,000 hours of service. That is the equivalent of work produced by 28 full-time staff members. That's when you know it counts, right?
Yeah, they probably couldn't do it without them.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
That does it for us. Thanks so much for joining us.
Stay with us. Community Corner is coming up next, and we'll see you back here tomorrow beginning at 4 o'clock.